I turned 67 not long ago, and let me tell you, the view from here is different. There are some harsh realities that settle in when you're a man pushing nearly 7 decades on this planet. In this video, I want to lay out 5 of them. No sugarcoating, just straight talk from my living room to yours. If you're sitting there in your 40s or your 50s, consider this a scouting report of the terrain ahead. If you're already in your 60s, like me, well, you're probably living this right now. Let me know down in the comments if this rings true for you. This video is for the bloke who wants to actually handle getting older, rather than just letting it happen to him. You might not enjoy hearing some of this, but trust me, you won't forget it once you've heard it. At 67, I'm staring down truths that I wish someone had grabbed me by the shoulders and told me about when I was 50. Man, it would have been useful at 40. If I'd known then what I know now, I might have laid a slightly different foundation. But like most of us, I took a hell of a lot for granted. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here full of regrets. I've had a good run, a solid career, a marriage that stood the test of time, and I've ticked a fair few boxes on the bucket list. I made some decent moves decades ago that mean I can sit here comfortably now. But here's the kicker. Father Time doesn't care about your bank balance. Aging doesn't give a damn if you retired early. Retirement gives you free time, but it doesn't give you a free pass on biology. Let's get into the thick of it. Here are 5 harsh realities of being a 67-year-old man. Reality number 1, the math gets scary. I made the mistake the other day of looking at one of those actuarial life expectancy tables online, the government statistics ones. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have given those charts a second glance. But at 67, you look at them differently. The average bloke in my part of the world taps out around 85 or 86. I did the subtraction, that's 18 or 19 years left. Good grief. That is a sobering thought. It's less time than it took for my kids to grow up and leave the house. And remember, that 86 number is just an average. Plenty of fellas don't make it that far. It makes you realize why weeks feel like days now. You blink and it's Friday again. You blink twice and it's Christmas. That sensation of time accelerating, it's real when you hit your late 60s. So now I wake up and I have to ask myself, is this really how I want to spend this Tuesday? I don't fear failing at things anymore. I fear wasting time. I plan to beat that average of 85, sure, but I look around at guys in their late 80s or 90s. That last decade isn't always a picnic. My goal now isn't just longevity. It's cramming as much life into the years between 67 and 85 as humanly possible. Reality number 2, your energy is a finite budget. Health is everything. You hear people say it your whole life, but at 67 you feel it. Recently, I've lost entire weeks to just feeling stiff. Not acute pain, just a general resistance in the joints when I get up out of this chair. My back decides some mornings that it doesn't want to cooperate. I used to take physical capability as a given. I could just get up and go. Now, a simple thing like a flare-up in my hip can completely derail my plans for 3 days. It gets the mind racing. What if this is the start of the slow slide? What if mobility becomes a real issue next year? What diagnoses are waiting around the corner that I haven't even considered? I hope I've got another 20 healthy years. But I've realized that energy is now my most valuable currency, more valuable than money. I have to budget my energy every single day. If I wake up and the tank feels half empty, I have to ruthlessly cut things from my to-do list. If I feel good, I strike while the iron is hot and get things done. I've stopped planning too far ahead. 6 months out is about my limit now, and I definitely don't say I'll do that next year anymore. If I can do it today, I do it today. Reality number 3, the tribe shrinks. I come from a generation that had big families, but man, the herd thins out fast in your 60s. Christmas gatherings used to be chaotic. Aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins everywhere. Now, the table is much smaller. The older generation is pretty much gone. My address book has more crossings out in it than active addresses because people have passed on. It just leaves me, my wife, and our adult kids who have their own busy lives. You realize painfully quickly that you have to double down on the relationships that are still standing. That means I make a concerted effort not just to be around my wife, but to be with her. We've been together nearly 45 years. We need to make sure these years count. It's not about just having family anymore. It's about showing up. We make the effort to travel to see the kids and grandkids, even when the travel is tiring. We try to create those memories now, because I know my grandkids' memories of me are being formed right this second. The moments you have left with your people aren't just nice to have. They are the whole point of the exercise now. Reality number 4, stuff becomes a burden. Sometime around my mid-60s, a switch flipped regarding material possessions. I just started looking around this house at 40 years of accumulated stuff. I've stopped collecting. I've stopped wanting the newest gadget. In fact, I'm actively trying to get rid of things. The rule around here now is, if one new thing comes into this house, 2 old things have to leave. I look at the bookshelves, the garage, the cupboards. It used to feel like wealth, now it feels like weight. It's therapeutic to clear it out. Every bag of old clothes or box of unused tools that goes to the charity shop feels like a physical weight lifted off my shoulders. And there's a practical, darker side to this reality, too. I know that when my number comes up, hopefully at 86 or later, I don't want my kids to have to hire a dumpster to deal with my decades of hoarding. I don't want their grief compounded by having to sort through my junk. At 67, what you own should reflect what you currently value, not who you used to be 20 years ago. I value an easy, uncluttered life and good experiences over more things to dust. Reality number 5, the battle against bitterness. This is a big one. It is frighteningly easy to become a miserable old bastard. The temptation to sit here in this armchair and talk about how the past was golden and everything today is rubbish. It's strong. Music isn't as good, politicians are worse, nobody knows how to work hard anymore. You hear guys my age droning on like this all the time. Rubbish. The past wasn't better, it was just different, and we were younger, that's all. Living in a nostalgic haze and being angry at the modern world is a trap. It's the wrong mindset, and frankly, it's boring for everyone around you. At 67, I have to consciously choose to keep learning. I try to adapt. I don't understand all the new technology, but I'm not going to shake my fist at it. You need a growth mindset even more now than when you were 30. Don't be a grumpy old git. It's bad for your mental health, and stress is bad for your heart. Being cheerful, being curious, being friendly, it's a choice you have to make every morning. Aging shouldn't mean your world closes down. It should just mean you appreciate the view more because you know you won't be looking at it forever. Conclusion. So, those are the realities from where I'm sitting. If you want the cheat sheet, it's this. Time is your scarcest asset. Stop wasting it. Your energy budget is shrinking. Spend it wisely. Your relationships are fragile. Nurture the ones that are left. Legacy isn't about stuff. Clear the clutter. And your mindset determines if you become a bitter old man or a contented one. Let these realities be a wake-up call. If you're 45 or 55, you've got runway left. Start making changes now so that when you're sitting in this chair at 67, you're ready for it. Which one of these hit home hardest for you? Drop a comment below. I'd like to hear how it is from your perspective. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.